You've got to be kidding me right now. Solo Sikoa just threw away months of loyalty, years of brotherhood, and literally everything the bloodline stands for in one night. And you know what the absolute worst part is? Nobody saw this coming. Not the fans. Not Tama Tonga. And definitely not the rest of the bloodline. This isn't just a betrayal, this is warfare waiting to explode. And if you think this ends peacefully, you haven't been paying attention to anything happening on SmackDown. Let me paint you the picture that has the entire WWE universe losing their minds. Solo Sikoa, the self-proclaimed tribal chief, the enforcer who was supposed to be the glue holding the bloodline together after Roman Reigns disappeared, just aligned himself with Seth freaking Rollins. The same Seth Rollins who has been a thorn in the bloodline's side for years. The same Seth Rollins who cost Roman Reigns countless victories. The same man who represents everything the bloodline supposedly stands against. And who's caught in the crossfire? Tama Tonga, the loyal soldier. The man who answered Solo's call when the bloodline needed reinforcements. The guy who left everything behind to join this family, and now he's watching his so-called leader shake hands with the enemy. If that doesn't make your blood boil, I don't know what will. But here's where this gets absolutely nuclear. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. Solo didn't accidentally bump into Seth backstage and decide to bury the hatchet over coffee. This was calculated. This was planned. And the way Solo looked at Tama Tonga after teaming with Rollins? That wasn't the look of a leader protecting his family. That was the look of a man who's already decided who's expendable, and brother, Tama Tonga just got marked for deletion. Let's rewind and break down exactly what happened on SmackDown because the devil is in the details, and WWE just handed us a masterclass in storytelling that's about to tear the bloodline apart from the inside out. The match itself was already chaos. You had tag team action that nobody expected, alliances that made zero sense on paper, and tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Solo and Seth were forced to work together against a common threat, and here's the thing that everyone's missing in their hot takes and Twitter rants: they worked perfectly together. Like, scary good. The chemistry was undeniable. The timing was flawless. And that's what should terrify every single member of the bloodline, especially Tama Tonga. Because when your leader has better chemistry with your sworn enemy than he does with you, that's not a red flag, that's a 5-alarm fire with sirens blaring. Throughout the entire match, you could see Tama Tonga at ringside, and his face told a story that words couldn't capture. Confusion, anger, betrayal. He watched Solo execute move after move in perfect synchronization with Rollins, and you could literally see the realization dawning on him that maybe, just maybe, he doesn't know Solo Sikoa as well as he thought he did. Maybe none of them do. The bloodline has always been about family first, loyalty above everything, and blood being thicker than water. Those aren't just catchphrases, those are supposed to be commandments carved in stone. But Solo Sikoa just took a sledgehammer to those commandments and smiled while doing it. He didn't just bend the rules, he completely obliterated them, and now everyone's left wondering, what's his endgame? Here's what makes this situation so volatile. Tama Tonga isn't some random recruit. This isn't Jimmy or G who grew up with Roman and have family ties that can weather any storm. Tama came in as an outsider who earned his spot through loyalty and putting in work. He pledged allegiance to Solo's vision of the bloodline, and that pledge was supposed to mean something. It was supposed to be sacred. But after SmackDown, that pledge looks like it was written on tissue paper, and Solo's about to tear it up without a second thought. The targeting has already begun. You don't team with someone's enemy and then look at them the way Solo looked at Tama and expect things to go back to normal. That look wasn't brotherhood. It was a warning shot. It was Solo telling Tama without words, your usefulness is being questioned, your position is no longer guaranteed, and you better fall in line with whatever new vision I have, or you're gone. And here's the insane part that nobody's talking about enough: Seth Rollins is playing this perfectly. The architect didn't just get a temporary tag partner, he potentially got himself a wrecking ball aimed directly at the bloodline's foundation. Seth knows exactly what he's doing. He's been in enough factions, led enough groups, and orchestrated enough implosions to recognize an opportunity when he sees one. And Solo Sikoa? He's the biggest opportunity Seth's had in years to completely dismantle the faction that's dominated WWE for so long. Think about it strategically. If you're Seth Rollins and you want to destroy the bloodline once and for all, you don't attack them head-on. They're too strong, too unified, too battle-tested. No, you do what Seth does best: you get inside their heads, you plant seeds of doubt, you create division, and you watch them destroy themselves. And Solo just opened the door and invited Seth into the house. Tama Tonga is smart enough to see this happening. You could see it in his body language after the match. The way he didn't immediately celebrate the victory. The way he kept his distance from Solo. The way his eyes followed Seth Rollins backstage like he was watching a snake slither into their camp. Tama knows something's wrong, but here's his impossible dilemma: what does he do about it? Does he confront Solo and risk being labeled disloyal? Does he keep quiet and potentially become the next victim? Does he reach out to the other bloodline members and risk looking like he's trying to start a mutiny? There's no good option here, and that's exactly the kind of psychological warfare that tears groups apart. The history between the bloodline and Seth Rollins makes this alliance even more baffling and infuriating. These two sides have been at war for years. The Shield's breakup, Roman's reign of terror, countless matches, endless interference, stolen victories, and bitter rivalries have defined their relationship. This isn't water under the bridge, this is an ocean of bad blood that somehow got crossed in one night, and nobody's buying that it's legitimate except maybe Solo himself. Which brings us to the million-dollar question: is Solo getting played, or is he the one doing the playing? Is this some kind of elaborate long game where Solo's using Seth to achieve some greater purpose? Or has Solo become so consumed with being the tribal chief, so desperate to prove he can lead differently than Roman, that he's willing to burn every bridge and betray every principle to establish his own identity? Either way, Tama Tonga is collateral damage waiting to happen, and the target on his back just got painted in neon colors. Let's talk about what this means for the bloodline structure moving forward, because this isn't just about two people, this is about the entire foundation of the faction. When Roman Reigns left, Solo was supposed to step up and keep everyone together. He was supposed to be the enforcer who became the leader. Instead, he's become the dictator who's purging anyone who doesn't fit his increasingly erratic vision. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa came in as a package deal, brothers who brought legitimacy and muscle to the bloodline's ranks. But if Solo takes out Tama, what happens to Loa? Does he follow his blood brother, or does he stay loyal to the bloodline? That's another fracture point, another crack in the foundation that could bring the whole structure crashing down. And let's not forget about Jacob Fatu, who's been an absolute monster since joining the bloodline. Where does he stand in all this? Is he on board with Solo's new direction? Does he care about the Seth Rollins alliance? Or is he just waiting for the perfect moment to stake his own claim to leadership? The variables are multiplying, and every single one of them points toward an explosion that's going to reshape SmackDown. The timing of this couldn't be worse, or better, depending on your perspective. With major premium live events on the horizon, this internal conflict creates storyline possibilities that are absolutely endless. Solo versus Tama could be the first domino in a series that leads to the complete dissolution of the bloodline. Or it could be the catalyst that forces everyone to choose sides in a civil war that makes the original bloodline split look like a friendly disagreement. Imagine the matches we could see. Solo Sikoa and Seth Rollins versus Tama Tonga and someone from the bloodline who sides with Tama. Or even crazier, what if Tama reaches out to former bloodline members? What if GUSO sees this as an opportunity to strike back at the faction that fell apart under Solo's leadership? What if Sami Zayn, who knows exactly what it's like to be cast out of the bloodline, becomes Tama's unlikely ally? The creative possibilities are making wrestling fans salivate, but for Tama Tonga the character, this is a nightmare scenario. He's trapped in a situation where his loyalty is being weaponized against him, where the family he chose is choosing someone else, and where every move he makes could be his last. Here's what's going to happen next, and you can bookmark this prediction. Solo is going to test Tama. He's going to put him in increasingly impossible positions, asking him to do things that go against everything the bloodline supposedly stands for, all while getting closer to Seth Rollins. And when Tama inevitably pushes back, when he finally says enough is enough, Solo's going to frame it as disloyalty. He's going to use Tama's legitimate concerns as justification for removing him, and he's going to do it in the most brutal, public way possible to send a message to everyone else: this is my bloodline now, and you're either with me or you're gone. The SmackDown locker room has to be watching this situation like vultures circling a carcass. Everyone knows the bloodline's internal issues create opportunities for everyone else. Tag team divisions can suddenly become competitive again. Main event scenes open up. Alliances can be formed. This is the moment where smart wrestlers position themselves to take advantage of the chaos, and you better believe people are already having those conversations. But nobody's in a more precarious position than Tama Tonga. He's gone from valued member to potential target in the span of one episode, and the scary part is, he probably didn't even see it coming until it was too late. That's how quickly things change in WWE, and that's why this storyline has everyone talking. The fan reaction to all of this has been explosive, and rightfully so. Social media is on fire with people taking sides, creating fantasy booking scenarios, and arguing about whether Solo's actions are justified. Some fans think Solo's playing 4D chess and this is all part of a master plan. Others think he's lost his mind and is destroying the greatest faction in modern WWE history. But everyone agrees on one thing: Tonga is in serious danger, and what happens next is going to be absolutely unmissable. This is the kind of storytelling that reminds everyone why we watch wrestling. The betrayals, the tension, the uncertainty, the feeling that anything can happen at any moment. Solo Sikoa targeting Tonga after teaming with Seth Rollins isn't just a plot development, it's a declaration of war against the very concept of what the bloodline was supposed to represent. And when this war finally erupts, when Solo and Tama inevitably come face to face in a match where everything's on the line, it's going to be personal in a way that no amount of scripting can fake. Because the betrayal is real, the anger is real, and the consequences are going to be very real for everyone involved. So buckle up, WWE Universe. The Bloodline Civil War is coming. Solo Sikoa has officially declared open season on Tonga, and chaos isn't just incoming, it's already here, and it's about to consume everything in its path. The only question left is, who's going to survive, and who's going to become just another casualty in Solo's ruthless pursuit of absolute power? Drop your predictions in the comments right now. Do you think Tama has what it takes to survive this? Is Solo making the biggest mistake of his career? And where the hell is Roman Reigns while all of this is happening? Let me know what you think, smash that like button, and subscribe because this story is just getting started, and you don't want to miss a single second of what happens next.